President Trump is now threatening to freeze funding for the WHO, accusing the group of pro-China bias amid early evidence of human-to-human transmission. The president talking to Hannity last night on that. Here's what he had to say.
They called it wrong. They could have called it months earlier. They would have known, and they should have known. So we'll be looking into that very carefully, and we're going to put a hold on money spent to the WHO.
We have Fox team coverage for you this morning. Jonathan Sari is just ahead with an overview of the cases that we're seeing across the country and around the world. But first to Kristen Fisher. She is live at the White House for us this morning. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, Sandra, good morning. Well, there was a little bit of confusion about whether or not President Trump was just considering this or if he was actually doing it. In that briefing, he later clarified that he was just still looking at considering potentially freezing all U.S. funding to the World Health Organization. And, you know, this is very similar to some of his frustrations with NATO. He doesn't like that the United States continues to pay the lion's share of funding for this organization. And just take a look at some of these numbers. Over the last 2 years, the U.S. contributed nearly $900 million, almost double the second largest contribution, while China contributed just around $68 million. So the president is now accusing the World Health Organization of being too China-centric. At the briefing yesterday, he was asked what exactly he meant by that. Here's what he said.
How many victims? I don't know. They seem to come down on the side of China. Don't close your borders to China. Don't do this. They don't report what's really going on. They didn't see it, and yet they were there. They didn't see what was going on in Wuhan. They didn't see it. How do you not see it? They didn't see it. They didn't report it.
World Health Organization officials denying this morning that the body was China-centric and said, quote, "We are still in the acute phase of a pandemic, so now is not the time to cut back on funding." But Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says he's going to go ahead and take the burden of this decision off of the president's shoulders.
The next appropriations bill, there's not going to be any money for the WHO. I'm in charge of the appropriations subcommittee. I'm not going to support funding the WHO under its current leadership.
And that leadership holding a news conference this hour. Sandra, it's going to be fascinating to hear what exactly they say, how they respond to the president's accusations. Sandra?
Kristen Fisher at the White House for us this morning. Kristen, thank you.